Hello, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of this week's Zero Fucks Club podcast. We had a little incident with part 2 earlier, so we are trying again. Welcome back, Dee. How you doing?
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Good. All right. So this part, I introduced in the last podcast, but in case you skipped that one, we have come up with a sort of March Madness for Tom. So have 32 different looks or roles that he has played, and we pit them against each other to the death. And we have chosen who we think is the better look or the better role, or whatever it might be. And we have a little bracket here, and we're going to debate our choices until we come to the ultimate winner of Tom Looks, Ultimate Tom. I'm going to post the brackets on my blog, so if you want to play along while you listen, you can go and take a look at it and make your choices. But I think we'll get started now that the real basketball is down to the Final Four. It's time to find out where Tom lies. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, for the first matchup, I guess, we have Coriolanus Tom versus Betrayal Tom. So how do you feel about this?
Well, for me, it's no question. It's got to be Coriolanus.
Yeah. That's a pretty good look.
Yes.
I
mean, butt size looked great. He was in great shape then.
Those
Betrayal,
pants.
he's just greasy hair, wearing the same thing he always wears. So.
Right. Different costume, covered in blood, that shower on stage. And those kisses always get me too. There's just something about
that scene.
The way he kisses that actress, that and like hugs and that kind of thing, is very sweet.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's something we've really never seen him do that much. There was a little bit in Crimson Peak with Edith, but other than that, most of his relationships have been, tortured.
Kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So we never get to see just happy. I mean, the rest of the the show is, he's very tortured, and but with her it just seemed like just sweet. I wish I could have seen it live.
Right.
Well, we could see Betrayal live if we had the wherewithal and the money and the time. But yeah, I think we all know that Coriolanus beats the current look, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And of course yours.
Yeah, I agree.
This Betrayal look is just the uniform on stage,
just slightly dressier
with a different shoe, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, clearly Coriolanus moves on to the next round there. So next up we have Prince Hal of the the Henriade, and the I saw the Light premiere, which is the Hollywood premiere. Is that in Hollywood? The blue suit? I think it was L.A.
Yeah, the Los Angeles.
Yeah. The bright blue suit. I saw the Light premiere, where he kind of did that sassy, turn his head backwards, and he and Elizabeth Olsen were really tossing their heads back and laughing, confident. And acting up. We're fine, everything's cool. We haven't been doing it for a year.
Yeah, no, we haven't been dating, even though she was following me around while I filmed another movie, but okay.
Yeah, sure. So what's your choice there, Hal, or yeah? Blue suit.
I've gone back and forth, just because, both of these looks aren't anything I really fawn over. Some people are really into the Prince Hal look. You know, he had like the longer hair, very kind of almost boy bandish. You know, like. And then I Saw the Light. I mean, it was a blue suit. It was okay. I think I'll go with the I Saw the Light just because he's older, you know, and he looks great in blue. So.
Right, he does. I think that's the key for me. It's kind of the blue suit I chose rather than all the blue suits he's worn, because it could have gone, you know, con. Oh, that rhymed. Excuse me. Could, you know, that with this condo hanging out at the bottom.
Right.
Or many of the blue suits. That one time in New York, where was he going? But he was walking on the phone and he was wearing a blue suit. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, look back on it now, that he was probably headed to the photo shoot or from, because he was,
right.
I mean, that was the same outfit, so, and it was around that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will go with the I Saw the Light.
That's a good look. Yeah. Agreed. So next up is the Crimson Peak promo, purple shirt of sex, I guess you should call that. That was actually, yeah. With the vest that was in Spain. It was a favorite of yours. I had to put it on the list. Versus your San Diego Comic-Con 2015, super blonde, super tan, white V-neck with the jacket and the gray pants. Super sexy look. Did I give that away?
I mean, I love the purple shirt. And then I also came across a picture earlier. He wore a purple shirt. I forgot what event it was, but it's where he posed with Brie Larson before they started filming Kong Skull Island. He was at some event, and he was wearing a 3-piece suit, but he had a purple shirt underneath there too.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot what event that was, because
Yeah,
he was still doing the promotion with Elizabeth Olsen. I can't remember, but either way, I think he looks great in purple. I love that look. But my ultimate choice was the Comic-Con 2015, because, I mean, he looked great. He was blonde, tan. He was having a great time with, you know, Jessica Chastain and Mia, was it Wasikowska?
Guillermo, yeah, Wasikowska, yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, the interview they did afterwards with Guillermo was hilarious. Like, he was just having a really good time. You could tell, you know, he was on a high that weekend.
Yeah.
So, at the end, I have to go with San Diego.
Yeah, agreed. For sure. All right, next up, we have Baby Tom, which I've defined as basically the era of the curly blonde hair in his mid to late 20s. You know, your Oakley and your Return to Cranford era Tom versus High Rise Dr. Lang and the body and the brick house.
Yeah, we don't remember anything from High Rise, right? There's not a gift going around at all that everyone dissects.
Right. Not at all. There was no like sex or nudity in that movie at all that we would, you know, call back to that might be
that either.
Baby Tom and the scratches on his neck.
Yeah, I know. Some people are very fascinated with that.
How is that anyone's favorite movie? That movie's terrible and slow.
It's
and
a very
plot free.
Movie.
But
you know, there's certain, you know, a little off topic. I mean, some of those movies I can get into, that, you know, that type of just kind of, you know, looking at life going on more, but that's more like a, you know, a Linkletter movie, like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, you know, that type of thing. But there's a lot of dialogue. It's not a lot of dead air, and we're just watching people. But I mean, Baby Tom, I love his curls. Rest in peace. Those blonde, beautiful curls.
Yeah.
But I have to go with High Rise.
Yeah.
He looked great. The, you know,
he really did.
nudity. the dancing. He did a great performance in that movie. And, yeah, everything was on point for me.
Yeah, for sure. Even covered in gray paint
for me,
and
Baby Tom,
blood and stuff, he looked...
Baby Tom is Baby Tom. He's too young. I'm not attracted to that look. You know, he looks like a teenager to me. Even though he was, like, in his 20s, I think, for most of that stuff.
Yeah. It is amazing how he went from being in his 20s and looking like a teenager to being in his 30s and looking older than that.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Okay, High Rise, moving on. All right. The next one is the Avengers 2012 promo Tom, or is known as Moscow Tom. But I kind of blend all that in, even before Moscow, like the soft ginger hair and the soft like goatee, the vest. One day wore a lovely waistcoat vest, and then of course there's the see-through blue V-neck with the leather jacket and the leather pants and the all the sass, and that was just, he was on such a high, so excited about everything. You could just tell, that was when everything kicked off for him. That we have that versus Warhorse premiere, which is the longer hair and the darker goatee. I feel like he must have dyed it somehow, or there was some dyeing of the hair there.
Looked much darker, reddish brown look. I mean, for me, when I look at the pictures from Warhorse promotion, he just looked very thin. That's all I can ever concentrate on. Is that he just looks really thin. Yeah. And I mean, he could have been filming something like, I don't know if Only Lovers Left Alive happened around then or not, but I just see he looks really thin. And so, and I'm not a fan of like the mustache with the goatee. Right. That look he had.
I feel like he was wearing blush and lipstick or makeup or something. It's very...
Yeah, some of those interviews look like he was wearing a lot of makeup, which, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He's really getting started in this business, and, he's probably doing whatever they, have him do. Right. So, because it looked like sometimes his skin would look so white and just matte. And that made his hair and everything else stand out so much. But I got to go with 2012, and I'm sure you're the same as well. Oh yeah, I love that. I love that look. But, I mean, that was a whole era. I mean, that's what started, the whole fandom. That's when he really came around. So yeah, and really showed his personality. I mean, we have some really great interviews from then where he didn't care. He, didn't care. He was having fun, and he wasn't taking himself too seriously. And yeah. Yep, for sure. That was a beautiful time. I wish I was around then. I'm sad that I wasn't. Alright, next up we have the BAFTA Tea Party, where this is right before the Golden Globes, where he wore that red suit in 2017 versus the Berlinale Film Festival, where he was there with High Rise. No, sorry, the Night Manager. But was filming Kong at the time and flew in from Australia, as we famously heard reported back to him, and was very tan and thick and blonde and happy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got to go with the Berlinale, as infamous as it is, for everything that you said. I mean, he looks great. He's in the blue suit. He's having a good time with the cast. Even like some of those, what was it? The interviews he was doing outside. Yeah, the red carpet interviews. It was very sassy and. Yeah, wasn't that also the time where he was signing autographs and a male fan asked him out on a date? Was that same night? Was that Berlinale? I
Maybe.
It is. I can't remember. If not, it was like they're on that, that same
Right.
year. The Master T, that's the red suit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the double-breasted suits on him. They have to be really fitted. And I'm not wild about red on him, and he was like really hunched over then. It was post Hiddle Swift, and I think he was still kind of apprehensive, anxious, because you could tell in his body language. Usually he's used to doing a power stance, standing up straight, showing that confidence. And he just he smiled and he looked fine, but it wasn't what we had seen before. And I think it's just because of a little apprehension.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer the Berlinale, like I said. He was,
yeah, beautiful there.
That was the height of all of his promotion.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that whole ride promoting I Saw the Light, The Night Manager, Crimson Peak, all of that, and High Rise all at the same time.
Yeah, that was a good 2015, a good year. A good vintage for the Hiddleston.
Vintage.
Yes, he was an excellent vintage that year. Yes, I agree. Berlinale. Moving on to that one. So next up we have the date night picks with EO. I always just call her EO. It's just easy because I hate Lizzie for an adult person to be called Lizzie. It just seems so immature and wrong, but I guess that's what she wants to go with. And the whole weird taxi, get in one taxi, get into another taxi, she hides her face, like that was the most bizarre moment, but he looked amazing.
It definitely was. I remember, because I can see, we differ on our opinion of that night. And some people believe it was staged. I personally don't think it was, just because there was already buzz around them being out together, because I remember they were first spotted at the theater together.
Right.
And fans, everyone was like freaking out and taking pictures and video of them leaving. And then it was a little while after that we got the paparazzi pictures after dinner. And so I personally don't think it was, they set this up at all. I think it just actually happened, apparently that restaurant they go to always has paparazzi there, so.
Yeah, well, it's the other place to be seen, I guess, in London for celebrities, so.
Right. I don't think it was anything like, Hiddlesworth or anything, but, and plus the way they acted, it was completely different. It was more of a genuine paparazzi reaction, I think. But it was very bizarre, especially for Elizabeth Olsen, considering other paparazzi pictures, we've
of
seen
her, where she's like, hi,
handles it pretty well.
La, la.
Yeah, she always handles it pretty well. She doesn't really engage, but she doesn't shy away. But yeah, it was hilarious, and the videos that you saw afterwards of the paparazzi, it was really weird.
Yeah, it was bizarre. But him in the white V-neck with the glasses, and
first time we saw the glasses.
Our first glasses, and the blazer. That was the first time he wore that kind of outfit, and he looked really good.
Yeah, a jacket with just casual.
Right. Oh, and that's up against the Thor Ragnarok premiere, which I love. That was sort of where I wish he would have stopped with the hair. I felt like it was just in the right place, and it was nice and well coiffed, and a nice color. And I liked that. I know that suit is controversial, but I liked it. The blue and the red checkered suit.
Right.
He was a little subdued there. That's my only issue with that, is that I felt like there was a little bit of awkwardness.
He wasn't. Yeah. Agreed. You thought it was the premiere of the movie. You thought he would be a little bit more enthusiastic. But, yeah. It is what it is.
Right.
my choice has to be the paparazzi pictures. I mean,
Right.
he looked fantastic there, and everyone was. I remember then everyone just freaking out because he looked so good, and then of course the drama with Elizabeth Olsen. And then, like I said, it was the first time we saw glasses, and that's when everyone fell for the glasses and that look.
Right.
So my pick is for the paparazzi pictures.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. For sure. I can agree.
I think if Tom had been more interactive at the Ragnarok premiere, it could have been different.
Right.
But it's like a lot of these things that we also, for me anyway, it's like, what was happening then? What was his mood?
Yeah. That affects a lot of it.
Sourpuss on the red carpet or something like that. So.
Right. All right, moving on. The final matchup on the left side here is the Gucci show in Milan in 2017, which I just really loved that suit that he had on. That's another 3-piece suit. And there's a lot of eye fucking there when he was walking in. He got out of the car sexy. He kind of walked sexy. Everything about that. And then he changed into that sweater with the bees on it. Last time.
I really like that entire outfit, and I wish he would have worn that.
I know, ever again. But that fucking bee sweater is sitting.
Gucci jacket.
Right.
At an airport, but it looked like a child's jacket.
I remember that. Yeah, it was very small. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great look.
And those tennis shoes, you think they gave him that? If they gave him that outfit and that's sitting in a closet somewhere, I could just slap him.
I'm sure they did. He was, he was under that contract at the time.
Right.
So I'm sure he was giving clothes, but Tom. He likes his Old Faithful.
Right. Now we have that Gucci show versus the BAFTAs in 2015. And that sticks out to me. I remember it so clearly because I had, that's when I really got into him. Well, after the wedding.
Okay.
And he just was so confident, and he stood in front of all those photographers, and he knew he looked good, and he just eye fucked every single camera. He made sure to look into every camera and just break it, and that's when he did that interview with that one blonde journalist, and she kind of looked like she was going to pass out afterwards because she was so much eye contact. And she was
fanning herself she couldn't believe. And it's so funny. The Hiddleston effect.
Right. And he presented and he walked out.
It was a big weekend.
Yeah, it was a big weekend.
So,
his birthday.
So of course that's why he's having a great time.
Right.
He's partying with Cumberbatch, and then he was drinking and taking over the music from the DJ.
And that's when he was dancing with that one girl, and he's swung her around and flipped her around, and that was that.
No, that was a different. That was at the.
Was that different?
BAFTA TV award. I think it was the next year.
Oh, okay.
I think so, yeah. I know it was a different suit because the BAFTA 2015, this one he was wearing the black. That other one he was wearing that navy.
Yeah.
And, because I think it was the next year because that was all the Bond talk, so.
Right. So what are you going with, the BAFTAs or Gucci?
BAFTAs.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The Gucci, he looked nice in the suit. For me, I felt like he was too young for that suit. That's always what I thought when I looked at those photos. It was well fit in and everything, but when I look at it and the style and the stripes, it looks, for me, it just seemed like a guy 10 years older, 20 years older was wearing.
Right, we're good in that.
So But yeah, I mean, like you said, all the confidence and just working the camera and everything at the BAFTAs, it's a whole other thing. So yeah, I got to go with BAFTAs.
All right. Agreed. All right, next up is a toughie. I don't know, I might put these two together, but we have Kong, Skull Island, Tom, Conrad, versus the morning suit of beautifulness at the Cumberbatch wedding. I think you probably know which one I'm going with.
It was. Well, this started it off for you.
It was. That's what really.
So I have to go,
going.
And I'll have to go there with you. And we got to go with the wedding.
Yeah. I wish you could wear that every day. He looks glorious. That is my ultimate, like, ideal British man in a morning suit like that. If I had a fucking top hat, right. I would have been, that would have been it.
I think it would have been too much for me. It would have been a little too. We went out to costume, and I mean, I know that's what they do there, but I'm glad there was no
top hat. It's like a fucking monocle.
I probably just would have laughed at that look. No, he looked great in the morning suit, and so British. Like it's like how British can he be? And so, and he was happy. The pictures they got of him leaving, were great. And I mean, Conrad, it's okay, but he's only wearing one outfit, and
right. It's basically the uniform with a t-shirt. But I mean, the pecs, the arms are great. He looks fantastic. But yeah, it's no morning suit, really, if you're comparing. Which we are, hey. So next up we have the Avengers Infinity Wars premiere versus a walking Bobby, or running with Bobby, or whatever, any kind of, any appearance with Bobby. So we have to throw him in there. So we're trying to, focus on the look, not necessarily just just for Bobby, because we know that he wins. But
I love Bobby. We love Bobby.
Yeah, he's adorable.
But I gotta go. You know how much I love that Infinity War premiere look.
You did.
Suit. It's a 3-piece suit, and he had the navy tie, and he was in a good mood. The hair was perfect. It was not greasy. The beard was trimmed, and it was one of my favorite suits that he was put in since his whole Gucci contract, because I didn't like most of the Gucci suits. I just felt like that's not his style. They're really bold prints and everything like that, and I was glad they went with a different designer, and I thought it worked great on him. And I love that look. And it was the first time we'd seen him in a while without the glasses. I was like, I remember why am I so amazed by this look? What is up with this look? And then I realized he wasn't wearing the glasses with it.
That's it.
Because like I've said before, the beard with the glasses and this long hair, he just looks like a mad writer. And, he's been in the woods writing a novel. He has a troubling breakup. So I gotta go with that. I mean, Bobby, I love Bobby, but Tom wears the uniform with Bobby, and Tom, we have yet to see him actually interact with the dog.
Right, this is true.
And that's very disappointing.
Yeah, we need a little, little interaction, a little petting.
Yeah, I mean, playing. Why do these paparazzi only just stay on this one corner?
I know.
Get them in the park.
Get them in the park. Throw the ball or something.
Right.
Nobody ever seems to see that.
And I don't know. That's why I really question a lot of these paparazzi pictures, especially as far as in London. I don't know what areas they're allowed in, aren't allowed in. Because Tom's clearly on a routine. How many times has he been photographed at the same exact spot with the dog,
right,
on his phone? So they know where he is.
Well, I don't even know why they bother, because who's buying these pictures besides just Jared and weebo.
Right. And I mean, Tom's only changing that outfit up since he's decided he's wearing tights these days.
With socks over the top of them.
Which is, hey, I mean, I think it's better than the orange puffy jacket and the holy sweatpants.
This is very true.
For a while,
mm-hmm.
He definitely looked more put together.
Yes, so, we want the support, the conda, and that it needs supported in something, because the story's been running with nothing, So it's good that the tights are there to keep it all together. But
at the end of the day, what gets me hotter, it's going to be the Infinity War look, not the
not the uniform.
As much as we love Bobby.
Right. Agreed. All right, another toughie here is the red plaid shirt. It shows the Wheatland era of that red plaid shirt, since it's been around for so long. And that's up against the black Gucci suits Loki look. Which is the only Loki look I realize, but I feel like I tried to avoid the more costumey looks. So Loki is clearly a costume for a character. It doesn't look like Tom at all. Same thing with Adam from Only Lovers Left Alive and that kind of thing, and the Fitzgerald, that all that kind of stuff didn't look like him. So I just tried to pick some things that still looked like him. But I think Gucci Loki is as close to Tom as we're getting with Loki. So
yeah, I mean, and even the one he wore in Avengers, I didn't love. He's just wearing a black.
Oh yeah, with the
shirt.
We loved that scarf, didn't he? This was a little step up from the scarf look that he wore in the other movies. Agreed.
Oh yeah, definitely an improvement there. Earlier I went back and forth with the Wheatland era. That time. I preferred when he was wearing the blue button down and the leather jacket and the black pants. Tom loves this variation.
Right. Yeah, he looked hot when he was on the stage playing the bumping his leg.
Yeah, I mean, he looked great. Hair was done. He was having a good time. The red plaid, I mean, he was wearing it with these gray trousers and white hospital shoes. I mean, Toms, whatever they are, so I guess
and there are pictures of him with people, fans, and he just looked kind of. His eyes were kind of sunken in. It looked like he was on this diet for I Saw the Light, and so he just looked kind of a little tired and hungry and pale, compared to
running all the time.
Right, compared to Loki in that black suit. I mean, when those pictures came out, the gasp was, audible gasp.
Everyone was shocked. So, I think Loki's our decision.
Yeah, I think so. He's got to move on. It's iconic.
Yeah.
So next up is, I had to put in there the Met Gala, because that evening when those pictures came out, talk about gasping, I think we were all...
That was a great look.
Just died, that was... If there's a look to fangirl over me, white tux, a white full tux with tails, come on. He looked really good walking in there. Walking out, not so good. Everything that happened after that, really terrible. So, therefore, those pictures to me are super tainted. The pictures of him following her around, and the stories about putting her shoes back on and all that kind of stuff makes me feel ill. All the videos that got...
I cannot relive this.
I know. All you can see is red carpet was fine. He was red carpet with Elizabeth Debicki. Those were cute. And then, boom, they're ruined. So, I had to put it on there for its initial hotness. But then it cannot move on. I refuse. because of then it is taintedness. So it is up against Flaunt Magazine, which was super sexy and hot anyway. So not easy to pick that one. I mean, not hard to pick that one.
Right. No, I mean, the Flaunt suit, he's wearing the striped suit and with the scarf, and then he had, like, all these rings on. And then it was like when Tom used to know how to model.
Yes.
I wish that Tom would come back.
I know. And in that video of that little 3 or 4 minute porn video that he did, where he reads a poem and he plays the guitar, the stairs, and some abandoned house. I mean, just super hot.
Yeah. I mean, the Met Gala, I remember when we first saw the pictures of him leaving the hotel headed to the gala, and everyone was flipping out. I mean, because, we had been getting so much content from him up until then because he was doing nonstop promotion. And at that point, we were like, okay, he needs to go away for a while. This is overload. Love you, Tom, but we need a break.
Right.
And these pictures came out, and we were just amazed. I mean, he looked perfect. Perfect hair. I mean, just impeccable.
Yeah.
And then, we know what happened after that, and I can't look at those photos without thinking about the following summer. And so, they're, like you said, I mean, they're tainted. It sucks because she looks great, and him and Elizabeth Debicki looked amazing. Mm-hmm. And I really like that he was mingling, with Hollywood and getting out there and doing things. I didn't know, none of us knew what it would turn into.
Right.
So, because they're tainted, the Flaunt moves ahead because default. They have to.
Yes, agreed. For sure. So next up we have the Golden Globes 2016 winning look versus Sir Thomas Sharpe, which I know is a costume still, but I don't know. There's just something about that, the silk cravats and the very vulnerable, sweet face and the hair, and again the top hat. There's my top hat. This is why, I like this kind of stuff. When he walks in, when he first walks in, you don't see his face until he takes his hat off. Great entrance. Mm-hmm. So this is a tough one.
Mm-hmm. I ultimately went with Thomas Sharpe. Golden Globes. I mean, it's all black too. There's nothing much happening. I mean, I'm not as traumatized as some people by his speech. I thought it was awkward, but I didn't. I think he only got the backlash because of Taylor. I think if that had never happened and he hadn't already been presented to Hollywood as, thirsty and looking for attention, he wouldn't have gotten the amount of backlash, if any, that he had.
Yeah.
So, I don't look at that, like the Met Gala, I don't look at the Golden Globes, and I'm not thinking about his speech at all.
Right.
It was just, it was, pretty forgettable, his look to me. Thomas Sharpe, big guy for Guillermo del Toro and his costume team. Mm-hmm. They're just impeccable, and
the ass.
He just does, of course, the English countryside we were given. How many times did we watch that clip over and over?
Oh my god, I couldn't even begin to tell you.
No, I thought.
Although I was extremely disappointed with that sex scene when I saw the movie.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, it's not high rise.
No, and it was. I know. I think I've complained about this before, but maybe it has been a while. That I thought it was going to be some fantastic thing because they kept talking about in all the promos, like how it was very sex forward and how it was very kinky, and they used all these words, and I was like, okay, this is going to be good, and then it was like she didn't even. I know that that was a point, I guess, that he got more naked than she did, but it was like kiss, naked butt. then she flipped him over, got on top, and then it went away. That was it for 45 seconds. I was like, first of all, ain't no way that would happen. It's 1900. She has no idea what she's doing. She's a virgin. She's never even seen any. It's not like she's watching Pornhub.
Well, and I could understand, Edith is more progressive. She's a writer. She doesn't really apologize. She's
right.
She's
very feminism.
So I could understand if she was more progressive. She's reading erotica or something like that. But then she has the scene with Lucille, and Lucille is showing her those books, and she seems kind of shocked.
Right.
So it kind of, goes against that. I mean, I don't expect to have these long, drawn-out sex scenes. And then, with all of the drama, I don't know if drama is really the right word, but with Crimson Peak, and even just the marketing aspect, Guillermo, which I am happy that he has called them out for it, as promoting his movie as one thing when it wasn't.
Right.
I wonder how much was actually left on the, the cutting room floor.
True.
And I love that movie so much, and I'm like, gosh, I just want more. You know what I mean? The whole story, I think it would be great as a mini series or something, I always loved that movie. I'm like, man, I want more story. I could read something like that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up for long sex scenes.
Right. No, I was just the way they talked about it. And it was a big part of what I felt like they were talking about in the preview, that I thought there was going to be some, it was going to be, like I said, kinky or sexy or longer, or, some, more nudity than that. Maybe some, some just, a little more, just more. Well,
I think it's also just because it's the guy that was only nude. You know what I mean?
And he wasn't even really nude. It was his butt, and that's he didn't.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. Most of these movies, especially here in in the U.S. audience, we're used to seeing women's tits and ass all day, every day, and it's just normal. There's nothing happening. But the minute a guy does any kind of nude scene, it is a major
it's a huge
thing.
Deal. Mm-hmm.
And the fact that none of the other women in the movie were naked, and he was the only one that showed something, I think that's probably why. And then obviously the ending with the incest,
Right, true.
And still Lucille is completely clothed, and he's the one getting, the hand job at the end. And look at Shane with Fassbender. You know what I mean? He shows everything, but that caused major uproar. Everyone's freaking out, and we're like, you have women naked all day, every day,
right?
And so I definitely think that's probably why
I think it was more about Fassbender's shocking, enormous dick. I think that's what that was more about than it has to be enormous, or it has to be tiny, like in the what's it called? Hangover. When Ken John was naked, he jumped out of the back of the thing, and he was naked, and you're like, right. What am I looking at here? So it's those are the two sides of what we get from male nudity. But anyway, we're moving on from that. We went off track a little bit there. So we're on Sir Thomas Sharpe, right? We agree he's moving on.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So the next up we have Raven Tom, which is post Kenneth Branagh's Thor Tom, when he still had the Loki dyed hair, but he was clearly himself. There's a lovely photo shoot of him in a blue shirt that I really like, and that's versus Wimbledon 2015. Ralph Lauren, navy blue 3-piece suit with a Tripoli hat that was gorgeous, perfect Britishness. So,
yeah,
I think we know which one wins there.
Wimbledon, of course.
Oh,
great look, perfection.
So handsome. to die for.
Three-piece suit, but kept it casual with no tie, striped shirt.
Mm.
You know, I mean, he had the whole look.
The rain, the umbrella. I mean, that picture of him with like fully, he was in some VIP area or whatever, and he was just like legs for days. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Wimbledon
moving on.
for sure. I mean, all Wimbledon, he has looked great.
Yeah, he definitely rocks it out for Wimbledon. He knows how to bring it.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, the next round is the Nerd HQ, the original 2013 Nerd HQ, with Zach, versus Wimbledon 2018, our most recent sighting, where he sat all by his lonesome, with behind the Prince William and Theresa May and all the big wigs, and sat next to Bjorn Borg, which I'm sure he was geeking out about as a tennis fan, but very handsome in his suit there as well.
I love that suit. That was a good suit. I was shocked. I liked it because it was double-breasted.
Mm-hmm.
But was that Ralph Lauren again? I think so.
I'm bad at remembering which ones for some reason. Sometimes I can remember, and sometimes.
Yeah, I think it was Ralph Lauren.
I think it was the Ralph Lauren era now.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be.
Oh man, will they give him a contract, please?
Please, if they haven't.
Well, he has to work. He has to do events.
Right, he would have to leave his house. Or leave the London area.
Well, I know where you stand on this.
Nerd HQ is everything and everything for me. That's the man I want. That guy.
I liked his hair then. He kept it. It was really tight on the sides, and he still had the curls happening on the top. I thought it was. I really liked his hair during that era.
Yeah.
He had a lot of events, even like what I think he did. That D23 for that Tinkerbell movie.
Oh yeah.
Something. He had that because he wore like
a vest for that too. You like a vest, no jacket. Don't you?
I do.
I like that look too.
Well, I like when he doesn't wear a tie.
Yeah.
He keeps it casual every now and then. I really like when he does that. I think he always looks more comfortable, and I mean, he doesn't always have to wear a jacket. But I'll go with Nerd HQ. I mean, it was.
Yeah, he was so happy and smiley and full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah, still having fun with it. Really milking the Loki love. That's when everyone was really, because that was the same thing as the convention where he came out as Loki, right?
Yep, that was like the next day.
Yeah. So he's on a high then.
Sure. Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was all testosterone and adrenaline, and yeah, for sure, winner. All right, this one also is kind of a no-brainer. We have the uniform.
Did it for shits and giggles.
Right, I had to put the uniform on there just because you can't ignore it. So, but I put it up against Jonathan Pine. So, could there be any contest?
I'm going to go with the uniform.
No, you're not. You're fired.
Yeah, no, we have to go with Jonathan Pine. I mean, the uniform, it is. Oh man, it is.
It is a thing.
It is hard to look at these days.
I know, and we look at it every single day. I can't even bring myself to look at these stage door pictures anymore because it's just him. It's the same look, the same clothes, and then he's given the same smile now. This like no teeth grin, and
every once in a while, some of these fans get a toothy grin.
Yeah,
but
I do wonder who gets the teeth and who doesn't, and what that means. But that's about all we have to analyze from the stage door.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it's Jonathan Pine. He looked great all throughout. bless Suzanne Beer for giving us the female gaze.
Yes.
And if we ever do get a season 2 of The Night Manager, I'm actually really disappointed because she said that she will not come back.
All right.
And I just know if they do a season 2, they're going to give it to a guy. I don't see there's any way they'll actually give it to another woman, and it'll end up looking like every other
spy thriller, right?
Yeah, and it won't be have any kind of difference. And it's not just like, oh, because Tom's so pretty. Like, it's just in the way it's filmed, and it was different, you know? And it
was beautiful.
So, yeah, but she gave us a gift. It was beautiful, even besides Hiddlebum.
Right, but every episode, there was, like, he was either naked or wet and naked or having sex with somebody.
And
every episode.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have sex with everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
He sleeps with one woman, and then he's just on a mission the entire time to avenge her death, yet he
has the time to sleep with all these other women, right?
Right. I remember that one scene where when he's like in, what was it, Devon? Is it the town he was in? And the girl comes up and she's like, she just wants to fuck, and she's like, oh, I have your mineral water. And he's like, I didn't ask for mineral water. And so, like, I remember a few of us were like, oh, do you want some mineral water? Like, that's the new code. Like, so ridiculous.
I know. Then she was like, and then they like were sleeping in bed, and then he woke up, and it was like during the day when they were having sex, and then they were sleeping during the day, and then they woke up. He woke up to like steal her information or whatever during the day. I was like, why were you sleeping? It was the whole like timeline of that was confusing. But anyway, again, we digress.
I want to know. I know there were deleted scenes because there were like shots of him cooking with her.
Oh, right.
But that never happened in the series. I always felt like that part was really rushed over. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I felt like there wasn't a lot of explanation, and if you weren't paying attention, you're going to miss what happened.
You're like, why was this even happening? I think an aunt asked me that a couple weeks ago. They were like, what was that even about? I'm like, I don't know. They were trying to get a backstory for him. I don't even know why they had to bother, but, he had to pretend to kill somebody.
I always felt like the series should have had like another at least 4 episodes. I think it should have been a little longer.
Yeah, I agree. It would have been good.
But anyway, so Pine.
So Jonathan Pine, of course, he moves on. All right. So we're back to Coriolanus, Tom versus I Saw the Light in the Blue Suit. That's our next matchup.
I think this is where we begin to differ.
Yeah.
My choice is Coriolanus.
Yeah. Yeah, I still love the I Saw the Light suit. Mm-hmm. That whole, like, the red carpet there, all those pictures, they just make me happy when I see them. I smile. Mm-hmm. So, we'll agree to disagree.
Yes.
I suppose. So, after that, the matchup is the San Diego Comic-Con in 2015 versus High Rise.
My choice was High Rise.
Yeah. I went back and forth with this one. But I think after when you really think about all the looks in High Rise and how sexy he was in that, it's definitely
the body, the dancing,
the
sex.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot happening.
There's a lot.
So High Rise.
The sexy smoking, even though it shouldn't be, but it is. Yeah. High Rise, moving on. What?
The ash falling in his eye.
Yes.
That was cracking me up.
That was a good, like, I felt like because he was like, oh, fuck. But that was just him. Because he almost got ash in his, fire in his eye.
If that was edited like that, or if he actually did that.
I think that was to really happen.
So natural.
And they just kept it in. Because it was still on, in character. Really, yeah, I mean, it was still something his character would do,
Yeah.
And the glorious Hiddles cock that we got, the Conda. that wins. Just moving along just for that. So then next up we have the Avengers 2012 promo versus Berlinall. Oof. This is a toughie because I love these two both so much.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 2012. I mean, it was a whole era, it was a whole thing.
Yeah. And it really was like a good. Every day was good. You know, every look there is a good, yummy snack.
Yeah.
Plus, Berlinall is a little bit, you know, that's not exactly what I think of immediately now when I think of Berlinall. So it is like the Met Gala, tainted.
Yeah, I mean, not badly. It's fun to make fun of, and
right.
You know, thank God for Hugh Laurie.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, 2012, we got great interviews out of that, and I mean, it was the start of everything. So.
Right. All right, so then we have the date night versus the BAFTAs.
My pick are the date night. The paparazzi pictures.
It is. No, I love the BAFTAs. I feel like, and plus I feel like this is the only tuxedo we are choosing. Like,
you what?
This is the only tuxedo that is left. In the and I love him in a tuxedo. The man was born to wear a tuxedo.
My favorite tux that he has worn was, it was probably either the White House Correspondents' Dinner, but even that was a little ill-fitted, but I liked it because it was like navy blue.
Right.
Or it was the one he wore to that, I think it was the BAFTA TV. That was the one where he was spinning that girl around afterwards.
Oh, okay.
It was like navy blue, but like the lapel was black.
Oh, yeah.
And he just looked, he was so tall, and his hair was great.
I think that was at that BFI Luminous Gala when he was first announced as a BFI.
I forgot about that one. Scratch everything I just said. Yeah. That is my ultimate. I love that tux.
Yeah. Now I'm killing myself. I didn't put that on the list. How is that not on the list? There's so many.
There's a lot that were on the list. There's some I had thought about, but they were more casual outfits. Oh man, the BFI Luminous. Oh yes, yeah. That was a great look.
I could have done 64 if I would have. Yeah, I would have had time.
Well, we've been here, I mean, all day long.
Right, it's already been an hour. We're only on 32.
We're already differing on our opinions.
Right.
But yeah, the BFI was really good, and then that BAFTA TV where he was spinning the girl around afterwards. Yeah. That was a good look too.
That was a good look.
So we're differing here. You're going with the BAFTAs 2015. I'm going to go with the date night paparazzi pictures.
Okay. So how about the wedding, Cumberbatch wedding versus the Infinity War premiere?
You're going with wedding?
I have to do wedding, yeah, because that's just one of my favorite looks of all time.
Right. I'm going with Infinity War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's shocking because it's the newest of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm shocked that, you're not a bit of a fan of him in this era.
And I think it's because it's like it's a bright, shining moment in his recent history. And
right.
There was so much potential there.
Yes.
I'm still clinging to a comeback. So, yeah, I got to go with Infinity War. I mean, I love that suit so much. I thought it was a great suit.
Yeah, it was a good look. So, I'll allow it, but I'm still sick with my wedding. So, next up, we have Loki, Black Gucci Loki versus the Flaunt look.
Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Flaunt only got through because, it had to, so.
Right.
The other one couldn't. It had to be defeated, so. But yeah, Loki wins.
Yeah, for sure. Loki. Then we have the Sir Thomas Sharp versus the Wimbledon 2015. This is another no-brainer, right?
Yeah, no-brainer.
Yeah, Wimbledon is close to perfection.
Yes.
Yes. Then we have the very difficult choice between, for me anyway, the Nerd HQ, gorgeousness, and the Jonathan Pine, perfection.
Right. Obviously, my choice is Pine. I don't love Nerd HQ as much as you do.
Yeah, I really, really, really do. That whole video makes me so happy. I watch it if I'm sad. I've seen it so many times.
Yeah. Well, I can't watch those Q&As. I just have way too
Oh, you have the cringe. Yeah.
I do.
There are some of them. I will fast forward through those parts where it's like, will you sign this thing I drew of you? I'm like, oh my god. For sure.
Right.
But
I mean, and not all of the fans ask weird questions, but it's just a lot of it. I don't know. I just find it very bizarre.
Yeah.
It gets personal and it gets repetitive, and then you have the few that get weird, and I'm like, oh Jesus.
There is a cut of the video where it is just his answers, and they cut out the actual people that ask them.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I just watch that one because I just love the look he has there, the aura of him, you know, the glow and all that kind of stuff. I don't need the blue girl, talking and all that kind of stuff. It's just
right.
Or I run this Twitter account, Okay, good, congratulations. Yeah, so I like to watch the edited version of that. So we'll agree to disagree on that one as well. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's what it's for, I guess. So then we're moving on to, we have I Saw the Light. Well, I picked the I Saw the Light premiere. You have Coriolanus versus High Rise.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you pick between Coriolanus and High Rise?
Oh, man. I go back and forth all the time between these two.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so good in both of these.
He really did.
Which one are you going with?
I'm going to have to go with High Rise.
High Rise? Oh, let's go with High Rise. We'll make it even.
Yeah.
It's hard because, they're different looks,
Yeah.
And, Coriolanus was fantastic. High Rise, it's just, they could both be on the same level for me, but we'll just choose. You're my tiebreaker.
Okay, then I tie break to High Rise. Alright, then we have, Avengers 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the BAFTAs, and you have Date Night. But it's definitely Avengers, right? It's definitely Avengers 2012 versus those. Oh, maybe not. I know. You're hanging on to the glasses, and you don't like the glasses anymore, but you like the Pat picked glasses.
It's not even the glasses. It's just, his hair.
The blonde, I know.
He was blonde, you know what I mean? And then it's on the edge of the 2015, you know what I mean?
Right, that was the vintage year.
It's a 20, yeah, and so, because what was that, 2014 or 2015? I think it was 2014. I can't remember. No, it was 2015.
It was 15, yeah.
2015.
Summer.
Yeah, because that fall was when they started doing I Saw the Light promotion.
You're right, and they were in Hawaii for called Skull Island. That was that fall.
Yep, exactly. So, it's 2015, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I gotta go with Date Night. Yeah.
Alright, I'm sticking to the Avengers promo. Love it. Then we have...
I should have chosen it because I'm just making the final choices harder.
Right, you really are. It only gets worse. We have Wedding. Wait, versus Loki.
And I have Infinity War versus Loki.
Oh, right. I'm still going with the wedding now because, again, it was just the moment where it really happened for me. So, without that wedding, who knows what it could have happened, you know?
You could have saved yourself a lot of drama.
It's true. I could still be a Cumberbatch fan. God's sakes.
Yeah, he's not doing much anyway.
No, I probably would have left him by now. That's true.
I'm going with Infinity War, the premiere.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people really love Loki. I mean, I like Loki. He does a great job. When I'm looking at just the suits, I prefer the Infinity War premiere suit.
I gotcha. All right, and then the big one, Wimbledon, 2015 versus my Nerd HQ. You're Jonathan Pine.
Wimbledon.
Oof. I have to go. Yeah, I have to do Nerd HQ.
Yeah, it's where your heart is. See, you're going with your heart.
I am. I have to.
Well, I think for me, a lot of it is like I'm not tied to anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you like the Nerd HQ, like in like the weddings where you get started. I don't even remember how I became a fan. Honestly, the first time I heard of him was when the drama with Jane was happening, because I remember his name was like trending all over Tumblr, and it was a little bit, maybe like a year, maybe 6 months, maybe even less than that I had gotten on Tumblr. And I'm like, who is this guy? Everyone's freaking out, and over these photos, that's how I was introduced to him.
I see.
And that's when I realized I had actually seen him in stuff. Like, I had seen him in Midnight in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
I had seen him in Avengers, but I just didn't realize.
Right.
So, yeah. Do we have all different answers? We only have High Rise, right?
Yeah.
That's the only one we
That's the only one we have that's the same.
Oh, gosh.
So I have High Rise versus Avengers.
Okay. I have High Rise versus Dee and I.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Okay, you go.
Like I said, I've just always loved that Avengers look. I wish he would do that now with the softer, shorter hair, but not the extreme short. Like, maybe that's the thing about the date night pictures it's blonde, but it's also extremely short. And I like it a little softer on the sides. I think it softens up his face. And that's how those, if I will have a slideshow eventually, probably not till tomorrow because I was acting weird on YouTube, but of the different pictures that I was looking at while I was putting this together to try to choose the looks. And there's just this beautiful picture of him in this, in the waistcoat, looking very softly at the camera with his soft hair and his stuff. It was just a really, it's what it's like my ideal look on him. So I have to go with Avengers.
Okay. I am going with High Rise.
Listen, we can go no wrong. We can do no wrong when we get to this point.
Yeah, almost like you said, his hair's a little bit longer in High Rise. It's really relaxed, It's really straight for a lot of it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so, I gotta go with High Rise.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Well, I agree it's a good look, but I'm going with Avengers. All right, and then I have The Wedding versus Nerd HQ. Oh, my God.
Oh, man, you got a tough choice. Mine's easy. I have Infinity War premiere versus Wimbledon 2015, so obviously I'm doing Wimbledon.
Right.
So where does your heart lie?
I know.
Nerd HQ or The Wedding? Morning coat, carrying that bottle of water everyone was trying to figure out.
What it was, right? The condo looks amazing. Versus, Nerd HQ those pants are also very impressive and his ass looks perfect. And that button-down shirt, that real tight, white button-down shirt with the rolled-up sleeves, and he just like smiles that whole show. That's it. It's Nerd HQ.
Nerd HQ.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay.
For sure. Yep, so now I'm down to the national championship game, whatever you want to call it. National championship of Tom looks Avengers 2012 versus Nerd HQ, which is funny because they're both really old. We're talking 2012, 2013 here that I am picking from, and I wasn't even aware of who he was then. I wasn't even on the Tom train back then, so I think it's ironic that that's what I've come down to.
Yeah, you went with older Tom. I have, it's not newer Tom. I mean, he's 4 or 5 years old now, but, so I have High Rise versus Wimbledon 2015. Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with Wimbledon 2015.
Yeah, excellent.
It's Wimbledon. I love tennis Tom.
Yes. 2015
is my favorite Tom era.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he's himself, yeah. He's himself, in that. So, yeah. Wimbledon.
Excellent. Way to go. I think that
you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. It was definitely, we both chose wisely. Even if we didn't choose the same.
So what was yours?
Oh,
in 2012?
Yeah, I went Nerd HQ. No, I went Nerd HQ.
Oh, you went Nerd HQ.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I started to think about that outfit, and I was like, yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Put that back on again. Thomas.
Well, it's like you said, you go back to that interview,
Yeah, he's just so thrilled to be there and having so much fun and telling fun stories, and and then you see I couldn't help but compare it to the one that he did in 2016 that was terrible and short, and
I don't even understand why he bothered doing it. Probably just as a favor to Zachary Levi.
Right.
Because it was incredibly short.
Yeah.
And then you could tell, everyone knows watching that, you could tell he was on edge. I think he was actually worried someone was going to ask about her.
Right, for sure.
And he was fidgeting, he's always starts to, stroke his chest, and, when he gets nervous, and he was doing that the entire time. He was red, even despite sun damage. I mean, you could tell he was just very on edge, and I remember it was cut short, and I just, and then the bulk of it was him going down memory lane with the girl who was blue at the last Nerd
HQ. Yeah.
And there was something more happening there. Okay, guys.
All right. Yeah. Get over yourself.
Nah, that's not happening.
Right.
So yeah, that one was very weird.
Yeah. That's why when you were like, when I sent you this and you were like, wait, which Nerd HQ? I was like, are you joking? Nothing, as you'll notice, nothing during that Summer of Terror made it on the list. Not one look. I'm not possibly, there was no way that anything there was getting on the list. I don't care if he did look good. It didn't matter. Tainted.
Well, you pushed it with the Met Gala, and then you even threw the uniform on there for a joke. So I don't know. Double checking.
Well, the uniform had to be there because it's just so ubiquitous. It's just part of who he is. We have to judge it. But I knew how it would be judged.
We haven't already.
Yeah.
Everyone knows our opinion on that.
This is true.
We've received enough flack from it.
Absolutely.
So,
Let Tom wear what he
fun.
wants.
So, I mean, we differed. So, we had...
did. There was
what was... Nerd HQ was what, 2013 or 2012?
Yeah, 13.
13. So, we have 2013 Tom versus 2015 Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our final answers.
Those were some good Toms.
Yeah. I mean, it was...
Because I think, 14, he was kind of filming a lot, so maybe we didn't see him as much, but, like, you know, those are the times when he was really doing a lot of promo and really, like, happy and excited and, you know.
Yeah, 2014 was really, like, the transition. Like, 2013, 2012, he's hamming it up. It's his first taste of this Hollywood experience.
Fame, right.
And the fandom and everything like that. 2014, he buckled down and was doing so many different kinds of projects. And then 2015, he got to show the world what he had been working on. And I he really loved that. Like, I'm not just Loki. This is what I've been doing. These are the choices that I'm making. And, even despite some people not liking some of these films, they all agreed he did great in them.
Yeah.
That's why I always love that, some people don't like certain things, but I'm like, he always got good reviews for all the stuff that he was doing, so I don't think any of it was, like a waste,
Right.
So, yeah, I think it was a good, you could see, the transition, and then to compare it to now, how things different.
Yeah, notice Centrum porn ad Tom didn't make it the list.
I thought about that earlier. Oh, we should have.
We should have done a play-in game of that horribleness versus the uniform.
Apron Tom, raw salad Tom on this.
Well, hopefully people listen to the first part one of our podcast today. I did post
I'm sure
it.
They will.
We love that. Talk about that commercial.
Absolutely. There's a lot to discuss, apparently, about that commercial.
Yes.
So I'm sure they'll tune in. But, I mean, this was fun.
This was very fun, and I think, a nice positive, right, thing. We're talking about, we do love the man. Or attracted to him. I'm just not a worshiper. I'm just not like that. I'm not going to be somebody who's, going to say he can do no wrong and like, adore everything he does. If my first instinct when I watch it is, oh my God, I want to die watching this. This is killing, get this out of my eyeballs. I'm not going to be like, oh, but it's so sweet. I just can't. It's not who I am.
Yeah.
So if they don't like it, then I told people to leave, and they did. I lost some followers, so, and I blocked some people and stuff like that, and so that's fine. But then I do fun stuff like this. Right?
We're used to, getting flack for having, opinions that don't support everything Tom does 100%. And I don't go through my life treating people like that, so I certainly am not going to treat a celebrity like that, someone I don't know and who doesn't know me. Why I'm not going to put someone on a pedestal. At the end of the day, it doesn't make us any less of fans. I mean, I'm here for the work, That's why I became a fan. Like, I didn't become a fan because of, his smile. Like, I didn't become a fan because he does Shakespeare. I like his acting, like I'm not here for the personality, not, I don't know.
The celebrity part of it, kind of thing.
I'm not here, like, it's like I've said before, is some people, I think they cannot differentiate promo Tom versus real Tom, and at the end of the day, he's a celebrity, and it is fabricated. There's always an element of it that's fabricated and is put out there in a certain way on purpose. It's not, not everything he does is genuine. Like, he's an actor.
Right, exactly who he is, right, yeah.
they're at the end of the day, they're all narcissists.
Right.
And, they want to be liked, and they're going to do whatever they need to do in order to be liked.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that I like, Only Lovers Left Alive, and I like High Rise, and I like Crimson Peak. No matter if you're doing these vitamin commercials,
right,
or dating Taylor Swift,
yeah.
I still like the work, and I want to see more work from him. So I just think people end up taking things too seriously as far as policing fans and their behavior and how they should react to something. When, Tom's not going to invite you over for dinner because you like the Centrum commercial and I didn't. Right. It's not going to happen.
And nobody's writing, articles dragging it because I dragged it first. You know what I mean? Like, I got anons that were like, you said you didn't like it, and then all these articles came up. I was like, are you kidding? Again, quit giving me any power at all. It's a stupid blog on Tumblr.
They did the same thing
nobody's looking
during the Hiddle Swift World Tour.
Yeah.
Somehow I got you're influencing the media. And I'm like, if I had any influence on Tom or the media, Tom would have never dated Taylor Swift and got into that PR stunt to begin with. Exactly. Because I mocked when those videos came out of them dancing. So trust me, if I had that kind of power, there would be a lot of other stuff happening in Tom's life.
Right.
And not what you're getting right now. But hey, it's kind of flattering though. They think you're that big of a deal, right?
Right, absolutely. I guess so.
Clearly. But yeah, hopefully everyone liked this, and
yeah, hopefully everyone plays along. Let us know who you picked on my blog once I post it up there, and then I will also do a YouTube of this if I can. Again, we've gone over 80 minutes. So we cannot do this short and sweet, but I will attempt to then put up the pictures that are sort of examples of the pictures I was looking at when I put this together, and then I sent to you for you to use as inspiration to make your choices. So, but if you don't know what we're talking about, you can easily Google red BAFTA Tea Party red suit Tom Hiddleston, and it will come up, and you'll see what we're talking about. So, please do that. But thank you, Dee. I appreciate
you're welcome.
You doing this. It was really fun, and
thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you later, huh? All right, thanks.
Bye.
All right, bye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, let me know how you liked it on the Podbean app, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.